So you mentioned like kind of the flashy churches, like a lot of modern churches. Like, all right, this is maybe a hot take, especially because for me, I'm under 40, so I think, and I'm not formal. I don't wear a suit.
Not really, but okay.
Yeah,
We'll let you. I'm 40. I'm gonna be 43.
yeah,
I love busting you guys' chops.
the quote unquote young guys.
Yeah, I love it. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so people kind of assume like, oh, like you're younger, a little more casual, like you're not into the formality of things. So you would probably like one of these like, much more modern churches with, really cool lighting and cool environment and all that. And I'm like, actually I don't like I could get along with that. It's fine, but it's like it doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah,
And I've heard people say like, oh, well, we want to create an environment that helps people worship. And it's like, what is your perception of God
right.
that you need help
I
and
agree
some
with that.
lighting will help your perspective?
And you know the church I went to
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
They were very big on that.
Yeah. Again, like I know that church, like I like them. It's okay, but it's just to me, I'm like,
It's a
why are you
lot.
trying to add that?
Right.
Like I think, contemporary, modern, clean, like fine.
Right.
But it's like the music, right? It's like you orchestrate the music in a certain way to create a feeling. It's like you can orchestrate the environment in such a way
Yeah.
that it's got like a cool factor that's like, I don't know if you should be attracted to a church because of its cool factor.
Right.
You should be attracted because of its service and its love and its kindness and its faithfulness and all those things.
And a lot of people. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's it. Yeah.
I heard a lot. I would hear a lot of people say, "I come here for the music. I think it's real."
Yeah.
Which is great. It gets people in the door. But at the same time, like, so I went there because I was searching for a church for weeks. And this doesn't feel right. And the only people that would talk to me were my mom and sister. So every Sunday I'm riding around with my mom or my mom and sister trying to find a church. And this girl from high school texted me on Facebook or randomly hit me up, and she told me about her church because she had noticed some posts I was putting on Facebook.
Okay.
I was like, all right, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
No, actually, I kept pushing. I'll get there. I'll check you out. There's a bunch of other ones I'm going to check out first.
Right.
And then on the way, I finally decided to go to this church, and I'm talking to my mom and sister, and we're just talking about stuff about the Bible. And I get there, and the music was cool, but the guy who was preaching literally spoke about everything we were speaking about in the car.
Wow.
And it was like sound doctrine, and it was convicting where it needed to be, but it was gentle at the same time.
Yeah.
And don't go to this church anymore. And it could be, and I actually think it lies on my personal pride or whatever. But he spoke biblically, and that's what drew me in.
Yep.
And then they would mix the hymns with the contemporary, which kind of drew me in. The lights always turned me off. I'm just like, wow, there's a lot of color changing lights in here on expensive mounts. And then they did satellite churches, and every satellite church got their own set with this massive projector and screen. It's like, is this necessary?
Yeah.
But you don't want to be so judgmental either.
Yeah.
But I agree what you're saying. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, but I've heard similar testimony, to be fair, of other folks who's like, man, the preaching is on point, the doctrine is sound. And so I've heard that from many, many people.
Yeah.
I haven't been as close to it as you have, but I heard the same report of like teaching is sound, biblical doctrine.
He's a phenomenal speaker.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
Yep.
I don't want to say the church name. I don't want to get anyone in trouble or anything,
that's
but
fine.
but it's probably considered a mega church. It's like 6,000 people that go there.
For New Jersey,
Yeah.
it's a mega church.
Yeah. Nothing compared to Texas.
No,
How many people go to Lakewood?
I don't know. It's a converted basketball arena. So how many people go to basketball
I don't know,
games?
30,000
Yeah,
people.
probably. So, okay, question. You said something like you were looking around at churches and you're like, yeah, they don't feel right. Do you remember, or can you pinpoint like what didn't feel right about some
The
of the
doctrine.
Okay.
I grew up Nazarene.
Okay.
I actually hit a Nazarene church, and the doctrine didn't just, the preacher was creepy at that one.
Okay.
And it was super light and puffy, and he was using like visual aids, like childish visual aids. I'm like, really, dude, these are grown adults here. So I didn't go back to that one.
Okay.
Then I went to another one. I don't even remember the name of it. It might have been a Methodist church. And this just blob of a woman in a robe walks up, and she's leading the service. And I'm like, okay, a woman's preaching. I'm pretty sure that's not right. I'm pretty sure that Paul says something about that, but I'll stay. And then they start doing announcements, and all the women, all the pastors, all the women, they're all women on stage. Okay. There's not one man. There's men in this congregation.
Right.
But I'm looking around, and this is before I really knew anything about the Bible. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why are there all women up there? And then they go, and then next week on our multicultural journey or whatever it is, we're gonna have a Muslim imam who's gonna come and speak, which I think is fair. But when you give the church is for the church, it's cool if you want to take your congregation to an event like that and hear a different perspective and then discuss it. But that was not their goal. It was clear that was not their goal.
Interesting.
They're saying that everything's equal, all religions are equal. So me and my mom, I was like, let's get out of here. We got out, and the one lady like chased us to the parking lot. She's like, where are you going? I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. Let me pull up my Bible where it says you shouldn't be up there speaking. You know, you need to step down when a man needs to be up there. She goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, that's a little outdated. I was like, outdated? And then we got into debate, and that was the same day I went to the big church.
Okay.
So I was searching and searching.
So
and
you left that and went
I
there.
left that and went there, and then boom, that was it.
Yeah. Interesting.
So that's what I was running into.
That's interesting.